Cristina Mineo.
And I'm Andy Mineo.
And our relationship is
spicy.
It's good.
I would say I am loud, boisterous, obnoxious, full of energy and thrill seeking. And I think Cristina is more calculated, thoughtful, gentler, more,
much more quiet, reserved.
More reserved. And so, yeah, we are polar opposites, but we learn a lot from each other because of that.
And we think about the world the same way, even though we express it differently, which is why I think we're happily married, even though
That's
we're
right.
different.
Yeah, a lot of people would be like, you just wait till year whatever. And they, everyone's terror year. And we're just like, that's your crap, not ours. So we enjoy being married.
So pretty much everything Andy and I do is a partnership, especially because we don't have conventional jobs. Everything we do has to come from us. Everything has to be a partnership. Everything has to work together. We have to plan together, dream together, execute together.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from where the soap comes from to where our money comes from to where the food comes from, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think partnership is particularly important for the life we live, because the life we live is very dynamic and it's like uncommon. It's how would you say it? It's unconventional, because the lifestyle I live is like, oh, I gotta travel 2 months of the year, and then like I gotta do a 4-day run, and then weekends are gone. So we have to really partner up on all the basic things about our life. Where I think if you work traditional jobs, it's like, I know this person's gonna come home at this time usually, and this person, and there's a system. So we have to stay on our toes and in high communication with each other to make sure we do things right. And because the thing that I do for a living is built so much on me as a person, I'm Andy Mineo, the brand, the artist, the music. So it's not like I had a different name, a different brand. Like my brand is me. A lot of what I do and what I present to the world is true and authentic to me. So I have to like run that through her, because when I step out there, I'm not just stepping out there as me. I'm stepping out there as like Andy Mineo and Cristina. Like, that's my family. I represent her as well.
So Andy raps and I do everything else.
That's
pretty much
it. Yeah. I think Cristina does a really good job. Cristina does a really good job of allowing me to do the thing that only I can do.
That's right.
So like there's no other person who can write my song. I have to do that. And she tries to create space in our home for me to be able to be like, go to the studio, work, and then come home and be fully here with me.
So a huge part of our life right now is real estate and finding different ways to make income, which also involves renovating homes, which we have partnered on some of them. So that's been an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, so basically Cristina was like, you go and work what you do, this career you built even before we met, and you bring in money from that, and then I'll figure out how to invest it and make it grow, and we work together in that way. So when I'm at the studio trying to make money in art, she's trying to figure out where the next property is that we can get to grow that and sustain that. She's been doing an incredible job. But we did try to renovate a house together, our first one.
I mean, we did. Mm-hmm.
We did. And that's been fun.
We have different styles of designing, shopping, even like downloading information. So when Andy goes into a store, he wants to know all of the options. He's going to take like an hour, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. He's going to try to go through all of the things. I can't do that. I don't function like that. I go in with a list and I'm like, I need this, this, and this. I don't really want to see anything else. I just go in there, pull it, and I don't want to be in there more than like 15 to 20 minutes. So renovating a whole home has been interesting because we've made decisions, and then when it is all together and it goes in, and we're like, this is not what I imagined it would be. And then that comes with a price tag. So it's been stressful.
Yeah.
But I think it's been good overall.
But fortunately, all the decisions I've made have been chef's kiss. So it's really just hers that need to be redone. So we have one of the ways we plan together is basically a couple of years into our marriage, we kept realizing that Christina was desiring things, I was desiring things. We weren't able to meet each other's needs or desires. And we were like, all right, we need to make a plan to plan. And that was what we start calling it, plan to plan. So basically once a month, sometimes we miss a month, but like month to month, we essentially get together and we plot out like 4 hours or as much of that day as we need to literally plan for the entire month. And a lot of times we're planning for the year.
Right. So in January, we'll plan for the year. And then every month we do check-ins. And we have 5 different categories. I think they're 5. Mm-hmm. Relationships. So those are our own date nights. Those are other friends that we want to be intentional about making time for. Because especially the way that we work, you can just like work and never see anybody.
And then our family.
And spending time with family.
So those are the relationship pillar, family, right. Friends, and us.
Then
so that's when we'll plan date night and stuff. I'll be like,
yeah.
What do you need to feel loved this week? And she's like, 2 dates. I'm like, all right, optimist. What else? You know? Yeah. And so we lock those in. And then we have 4 more categories. And
so the next one is physical.
Yeah. So our relational health, our physical health.
Yeah.
Emotional health, financial.
And spiritual.
And so basically you just ask this question, like, where are we? Where do we want to be? And then how do we get there? Mm-hmm. And so the how do we get there is the part that takes like planning. And so normally you talk about like, yeah, this is where I am, this is where I want to be. And then that's it. And it's like, yeah, I'll get to working out or something. Like in that moment while we're doing plan to plan, we make the how you get there for the month.
We send emails, we send text messages. So
yeah, so if she's like, I want to read this book with a group of friends, like at that time, she's like sending the email, like,
yeah,
6 friends, this is the book we're reading. So you put it into action right then without any delay, and that's how you kind of get the momentum going for the month.
Here's the thing, we respect each other. We are genuinely friends. We enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
So I think that is played out a lot in intimacy. Yeah. We respect each other, but we're also comfortable enough to be willing to try new things, which is, I think, super important.
Yeah, I think it's like partnership is like 2 people coming to an understanding so that they can achieve what their goal is, right? Like that's what partners in business and everything else do. So like our goal is to have a shattering orgasm. So how do you achieve that with your partner? No, you have to communicate and share like, hey, I like when you do this, or I don't like when you do that, or try this.
Yeah.
And there's like a freedom to do that because, it's not a demeaning thing. It's not like, do this because I said. It's like, right. Let's try this. And there's a willingness to serve each other like that.
And I don't think it's super performative between us. It's not like one has to look or be a certain way. Often, like right before a session, we'll just check in and be like, what are you kind of feeling?
That's right.
To set expectations of how this is going to go down.
Yeah. Like, is this a quickie? Or is this
longie?
A hussy?
Yeah.
Is it a get the glove? Or is it a what?
Or what kind of role plays are we doing?
We don't ever talk about that. She just enters in. The next thing you know, I'm Steve the doctor. I was like, oh, I guess I have an immunity shot for you. They're right here.
Andy is Italian and I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So don't let my quietness fool you. Because that also, I think that's why there's a lot of passion in our relationship, but that's also why there can be a lot of friction.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a very strong personality. The fact that I'm not the loudest doesn't mean that. Yeah. So I think both of us push each other and set boundaries and try to take control of different situations at different times.
No, I do. I play off of that stuff to wind her up, just to, like, that's why I pretend like I got all the power in the relationship as a way of like joking with each other,
Yeah, I think both of us have spent a lot of time in therapy, getting to know ourselves. So I think we are pretty in touch with what we want, what we don't like, and how to express that in a way, for the most part, that is respectful of the other person. I mean, we definitely aren't good at that 100% of the time. I'm not good at that 100% of the time, but I think we are good enough that we have a healthy relationship.
Right. Piece
I
of
would
advice you
say-
give to other couples about partnership.
Yeah. I'd say two things. One, like, get to know yourself. So do therapy, try to understand yourself more so that you can communicate better. And the other one is take advice from people who you want your life to look like. Because everybody's got an opinion, but I don't want all of them.
Not sure it could be said anymore.